Alrighty then, and welcome everyone to the much anticipated, not too long overdue, session 3 of our Kingmaker Adventure Path. Joining me today are 4 amazing role players that will be taking on the roles of characters that they've been playing for 2 other sessions. When we last left off, our intrepid adventurers, you guys had, well, you defended Oleg's, you had captured a bandit, you had cut off this tattoo that seemed to be like mind controlling her. Her mind broke. Ingram freaked her out. Danok did a great job of calming her down until, well, Ingram fucked it all up. And yeah, then some folks showed up. We got Creston who showed up, and things are looking a little up and up at Oleg's trading post. Dare I say, things are looking a little more up and up at the trading post. We're gonna open this scene though with you all preparing yourselves to head out into the greenbelt. And one of the requests that I had from you all was an opportunity to sort of flash back to when you first met, because we sort of glossed over that in the beginning, and you all wanted a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit better in character. This cat is, oh my gosh, she's all over me. But you wanted to get to know each other a little bit better in character, and so we're going to give you guys an opportunity to do that as you're all sort of preparing to head out on your first venture into the Stolen Lands. And the way we're going to do that is with a whoop, 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 timey-wimey little flashback to several weeks. So we cut to subtext several weeks ago. Several weeks ago. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and move you guys over to a totally prepared this, didn't just pull this out of my Tookus, battle map at a tavern. You all had met, and we're going to say this is right after you all had been assigned to one another at the meeting with the Sword Lord. So you have the paper, you have this document. She said, okay, Group A, okay, you guys are all together. Group B, you're going over to the Noman Heights. Group C, you're going to the Slough. Group D, you guys are heading over to, I don't know, that other place over to the west, but I digress. So the tavern itself, it's late at night. You all have just sat down, you've gotten a table. The barkeep is sort of like cleaning a glass that he's just constantly cleaning so that people don't feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like he's just constantly cleaning. He's doing something with his hands. The barmaid has come over and set several pints of whatever your preferred liquor is. And there's just a little bit of quiet music. There's sort of this back area where it's not really a stage. There's a couple of long benches in the back area, but there's this half-elven woman who has been singing this sort of just like slow melodic kind of like melody in the background, and it's just sort of adding a little bit of like ambient music to the scene. But let's give you guys a moment to where you all have sat down together. Eric is at the counter ordering some food. And I want to give the 4 of you a chance to introduce one another to each other and then just sort of get to know one another a little bit better. Take it away.
Well, first of all, thanks for joining me here. I don't know about you, but I really felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb at that place.
How so?
Well, my family isn't exactly the richest anymore, and I'm not used to large mansions and people acting the part of some great station within society. I go around, I try to help people, but even then, it feels weird.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm no old hand or what have you at that sort of life either. But
Or myself.
one does what one must, and we have a charter.
I didn't feel too welcome there. I've had my brushes with nobility. It hasn't worked out. But they also kind of just pushed us out the door as soon as we got into a group and told us to figure it out. So
Do you
I
ever wonder
hail-
why? I'm sorry, after you, sir.
No. I
He-
was merely
he
going to
just
say that.
grabs his drink and just
Right. I hail from Brunderton. There are quite a lot of dwarves over there. We are largely spared the company of human nobility. I myself perform the functions of a cleric of Torag and do a lot of blacksmithing work there. But primarily, I'm assistant to a scholar in those lands. But you were saying,
I wasn't really saying anything. Sometimes I feel like I talk to simply fill the silence.
Travel alone
I-
much?
You're right, of course.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just something we'll all have to be aware of.
And he suddenly just kind of like bursts out. Listen, I don't actually understand why they would want to choose me for something like this. I I I have gone from village to village trying to help people, and I feel like I'm called in this direction, but there is no reason why they should take in a dirty tramp, basically, to instill law into a backwater section of woods. It makes no sense to me.
What does Denok look like to me at this juncture?
So, Denick does not currently have a lot of the gear that he had in like the opening scenes here. He receives some of this over the next few days. So he's just kind of like this like ratty white shirt with like a tight vest and things, and he's pretty much soaked. Like it's been raining pretty heavily out there. At least I think he said it was raining. I don't remember anymore. And he just looks like a commoner, really. There's nothing outstanding about him. His hair's too long. He's kind of fuzzy.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're capable. You can handle yourself in a fight. It seems.
and the greenbelt is a dangerous place. I'm sure it's there are not many people wanting to go into such a dangerous area and carry
Right.
out the charter.
It's not like prestigious heroes are gonna go there for no reason to do this job. It's
They're desperate. Let's be honest.
I wouldn't say desperate, but there's not many people out there that would take a chance on something like this. It's a very dangerous area. The magic's there. The the veil to the first world there is very thin. There are a lot of things that would kill us or eat
Sorry, the
us.
what?
There are things that would kill us, eat our bones,
Not my
and
bones.
make them to.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I being uncouth again? I apologize.
It's better to be
No.
upfront about the dangers.
Okay.
I'll do my best to keep you safe if I can, but I when you say the first world, I look around and I see a world here. Surely that's what you mean, but
Oh,
it sounds more poetic, so I don't know.
No, the first world is another. Am I safe in assuming that it's like another reality altogether, like a different universe?
So the
DM?
first world is what is considered like the gods' first attempt at reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like the Fae exist, strange creatures, the color is a little more bright and vibrant. It's a hyped up, you're on shrooms version of the material plane, and it exists sort of just below the surface if you were looking at like the planar like calendar, as it were, or like the planar map, right? It exists just below the surface, and generally speaking, at least in the way that I run my settings, is it's hard to get there. You can't just planar shift. You have to find like portals to actually get there, where like there's thin veils between the material plane and the first world. And that's really the only way to get there. Otherwise, you can't just planar shift there. You can't gate there. It's just sort of exists. And this is my take on it, right? So
Mhm.
not every game master is going to run it the same way, but that would be what the first world is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
So, and he takes the beer and says, "Think of our world as the top of this beer, the water. The first world's below it. It was more of a, it was a test. I suppose it was. It's another place. It's another world entirely. It's not anywhere you can get just by magicking yourself there. You have to find your way there."
Yeah, I think I'd probably make like a little like folk symbol, like ward off evil kind of thing, because everything you're describing is scaring me.
Just,
And I
just a
kinda-
little.
Damn, Ingram, you scary.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to scare you all. That stuff I'm sure is very much hidden in the shadows. I don't think we're gonna find our way to it like within the first 5 minutes.
Don't be so
Hopefully.
certain. I'm from further south of that, from in the River Kingdoms. We hear stories all the times about the stolen lands.
Really?
Well, what your people call the stolen lands, at least. It's just more River Kingdom.
What took you away from the River Kingdoms?
I like to travel.
Okay, Vig, I like it.
So long as we don't go too far in certain directions, it doesn't need to come up again.
Sounds.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I can live with it. Well,
And
go ahead.
I think it's better if you talk. I've been talking a lot.
Okay. Well, me myself, we didn't get a chance to really introduce ourselves too much. Like I said before, my name is Ingram Felder. I hail from Absalom. Mostly born and raised there. Little spurts outside the country, but um, I was a scribe. I worked for. Please hold while player loads his own notes. Listen.
I used to have an elevator music sound effect. I need to refine it and play it. It's pretty
Yes.
fun. Yeah.
Yes. I used to work for the Foray Logos, a great library in Absalom, until I had reason to come here.
What reason would that be?
My mentor, he's gone into the Broken Lands to look for something, and now I have to find him.
Really? Might I ask what he's looking for?
He kind of gets quiet and just like looks around and is like thinking about it.
Is it because I am looking for something too?
Oh, what
That's
what would that be?
Well,
Show me yours and I'll show you mine.
that's right. You said you were also a scholar or assistant to one, did you not?
yes. Ages ago, there were kingdoms in the Stolen Land, and beneath those was a Dwarven kingdom as well. But over time, like the others, it fell. It is rumored that there was there's many pieces of Dwarven lore have been lost within that kingdom. But the one by far the most famous, the ancient writings speak of a forge, one that was perhaps given to that Dwarven king by Torag himself to help him defend that kingdom against the Dwergar who live beneath. But with the kingdom lost, so is the forge. I have reason to believe that there are Dwergar who are searching for that forge. I hope to find it before they do.
You said
What?
you were a cleric of Torak?
Yes.
Would you tell me of your god?
Yes. Torag is the builder. He is the artificer. He is the the creator god. Uh, we dwarves who follow him, we try to build our lives just as a stonemason would build a castle, just as a blacksmith would forge a weapon. It is the work that you do in your life that matters, which is another reason that I am drawn to the greenbelt, so that I can build something there out of the wilderness.
Denix like starts from things and he says, "Then I offer thanks to Torag for the knowledge that has made these plates and these cups, and the creations around. I find I pray a lot to any god that may listen. I feel called. Like there is a little voice in my head just saying, come. Come here. And I just don't know where here is."
Well, as far as Torag, I've not heard of him whispering in people's heads in such a way, but one never knows. Build something good of your life, and he will show you favor. But I would be a more discerning about, well, just picking any god. I would examine that voice and try to see who exactly it is that is calling you.
If they were that open, I wouldn't be asking questions, I guess. I wished at a time, at one point, to be a law singer, one who travels to those distant places to bring justice to those who don't have the, the finances to have like a stand-in judge. But well, the voice never stopped calling, so I don't know if that was the right calling either.
This desire to be a law seeker, is that what draws you to the Stolen Lands?
My desire is to find out what I'm supposed to be doing. The law singer, that was just one attempt. You know, the old joke that you sing the law so that you remember it, because even children will remember songs, whereas you write it down in a code of books and people can't read. Some people, anyway. And, I thought maybe that was some way to try and do good. But if the voice keeps calling, then maybe I'm wrong. I'm simply on that road, and, well, he kind of like peters off and like blushes like crazy, just like, and I might be very heavily in debt, so I'm going because they're telling me to go. So, I'll do the best I can.
What?
I just, yeah.
Well, I feel if this voice in your head had misled you for any bit of time, you would have picked up on it. So, seeing as you're still healthy and capable and doing what you prefer to do, I don't think it should be a bad thing.
I hope so.
Well,
It
if
does
it hasn't
me.
led you to start murdering people, can't be that bad.
Yeah, that's not. Let us know if that happens. I'm very much like being alive.
Well, I mean, I have certainly fought before.
Everyone
and
fights.
I am standing, and the people
In-
I
in-
have fought are not.
Cold blood.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a difference between murder and fighting.
I suppose. In some respects, though, sometimes the difference seems academic. But it is good to be traveling with those who seem sure of themselves.
The difference
myself.
being academic is for those who don't have to fight to defend themselves or what is theirs, or those who look to them.
Hmm.
While it may be true that they will be mourned, they still made the choice to attack you. That you are standing speaks well of your skill.
Yeah, let's go.
And you, Samia, why have you chosen to take up this charter? You said that you like to travel. Is it merely to see a new land?
I need something to do for a decade. If this lasts that long, it will certainly be interesting.
Right. Yes. Dwarven. Sorry. What race is Samia again?
Ifrit.
Ifrit. Yeah. Ifrit do live longer than the natural folk.
Are you really one to say anything about lifespans?
Well, I tend not to toot my own horn, but how long do
Your kind are as distinctive as mine.
True that, but I am probably a bit farther away than you would think. How long do they live? Fuck.
A long time.
A long time.
A long time. More than the average bear. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I'll say this: I'm not too old yet. I'm pretty young, as we tend to go.
So, Ingram, you asked me to tell you why, what I was looking for.
Yes. My mentor, Kedis, he made some rather interesting discoveries lately about a place in the Broken Lands called the Laboratory of the Voidling. I have no idea what it is. He said it was dangerous, he must find it and secure it. But sure, we go off in the first light, and he left. Without me.
And what was this called again?
The Laboratory of the Voidling. Here, I'll put it in chat.
So, the lavatory is.
Laboratory.
Oh, I see.
A pooper of the voidling. Got it. Sounds dangerous. Yikes.
Okay. It's in Roll20 chat.
I would be willing to help you find this if you would be willing to help me locate the forge.
Of course. It would, of course, whatever we do happen to find in either one, I'm sure there would be fame and glory and fun things to find.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's
Well, I think first light, I'll see what I can do about getting a cart and maybe, keeping things going. I can try and keep you fed along the way, but we might be on trail rations for a bit. Hope that's okay.
Quite all right.
lived on worse.
I think I ate a few rats once.
Trail rations will be fine.
They weren't very good.
Needs be what they may. And that kind of goes in towards planning and stuff, I imagine. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless someone else has something to add. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Feel good about that?
Yeah, I feel good about it. Yeah.
The half-elven bard continues a new song, a little more upbeat and happy, singing about adventure and success and finding yourselves in places unknown. Ah, yes, nice little foreshadow. Not dying horribly in the darkness. That's good. Yes, hopefully
Oh
not.
god, a hammer.
Oh god! Oh god, that man has a hammer! Indeed. So we wibbly woobly flash forward back to the subtext present day, as it were.
Mm.
I like that. That was good, guys. You did a great job. I enjoyed that. It was nice to kind of see you guys a little bit. So you are preparing to head out into the greenbelt for your first expedition and our wonderful exploration that we're going to be doing. Any final preparations, conversations you guys want to have with any of the NPCs, yourselves, anything I should be aware of prior to departing?
So what is the baseline we're taking with us? What's the stuff we already have prepared? Like food, camping gear, tents, things of that nature. And who all is coming with us? Is it just the party and Eric, or Job and
Jhod.
Crazy Lady?
Not Job. Jhod.
Yeah.
This is
Jhod.
Jhod. Jhod.
Jhod.
He said he was staying behind.
He's planning to stay behind with Elorna to continue to work with her and hopefully get her to be a little less crazy. Is his game plan with her. And then Eric is planning to accompany you. He is, sort of attached to Samia at her, not her hip, but, he follows her like a lost puppy. And that's sort of been his MO. And obviously having a bard with you to inspire and maybe make some checks would be great.
Yeah. He's hopelessly in love, isn't he?
Better not be.
Nah. Nah.
Wolf knows how I feel about characters like that, so he better not be.
Nah. Nah. Not at all.
Nah,
Nah, it's more of a I latched onto her because she'll probably keep me alive. I think Eric might be like, I don't know.
asexual.
I don't think he has. Yeah, I think he might be asexual. We'll
Ace or
find out
something like
later
that.
on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just there to like not die, hopefully.
I feel like if we all had those like silly pictures of like the yearbook picture memes or whatever, memes would say most likely to become hero. And that's probably why Eric is like, that one. That's
That
the
one.
telling the story
That
about.
one
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
She'll have a tale to tell.
That's right.
And maybe keep me alive in the bargain, huh?
Maybe. Yeah, and maybe I won't die a horrible death on the road. Killed by burning bandits. Cool.
And skeleton people. I do so like tents and food and stuff like that. What else can we take with us? What we would
I
need?
have a lot of the kind of like basic stuffs, and throughout the journey here, Denik asked me to be able to kind of supplement food from the wild by hunting. Beyond that is very much normal stuff. We find a river, I can fish. We find a deer, I've got a bow. In terms of like planning where you want to go, it's more like tell him, hey, I think there's something in this general direction, and then he tries to keep a lookout, and that's the best he can do.
But RP wise, I did want to try and talk to Elorna again.
Okay.
So just like very calmly, not like he's gonna be slow with it, and just like kind of knock on the door and say, hello, is Elorna, are you in there?
So you would hear sort of mid-conversation, Jhod would be talking to her. Elorna, I wanted to tell you. I thought you've done a great job today. Getting out, getting up on your own. You finished your meal at... Oh, yes, Ingram, we're in here. You mind company, Elorna? And she seems to lean in and whisper to him. And he nods and says, I'll be right here. And he says, you can come in.
He opens the door slowly and What? Oh.
I said Kree-ka.
Yeah. He'll walk in and he'll say, hi. How are you doing?
Her eyes go wide for a moment as Ingram enters in. She makes herself a little bit smaller, but very quietly whispers out, I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm good. We're about to get on the road for our exploration. I just wanted to apologize for yesterday. I don't know if it was something that I did or not that caused the reaction that you had, and if it was, I apologize.
Her eyes dart left and right. She is doing everything in her power to avoid eye contact with Ingram. It was nothing. Apology accepted. You're forgiven. Is that all?
Can I sense motive?
Sure. Absolutely.
Where is that? Okay.
I don't know,
Ooh.
Zachary. Can you sense motive? Got him.
No, I can't.
Apparently not. I don't know what to tell you, bud. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
So it's kind of miss on
You're not
that.
picking up anything. You can tell, you're not a complete, social idiot. I mean, she's nervous, she's uncomfortable, she's very quiet and reserved right now, but you are not picking up anything additional above and beyond that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say, no, I don't need much else. I'm sorry, was it Jode or Job?
You know how many people get my name wrong?
Out of character.
Just you, candidly speaking. However, it's Jhod with a D.
Okay, with a D.
Johd. If it's hard for you, Ingram, you can just call me Joe.
Can I talk to you outside for a second?
Of course. And he smiles and he rests a hand on the woman's shoulder for a moment, and she offers him a sort of half-faint smile. The two of you step out.
And I'm gonna make sure to close the door so she can't hear the husk.
Click.
Yeah, thanks.
Just, I'm trying to do immersion right now. So
I got you. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure, and I'm gonna get kind of hushed here so she can't hear us.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it's just like a creaky building she's in.
Did the door give it away? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Creaky
Yep.
door. Gotcha.
A little creaky, yeah.
Gotcha.
Just a little creaky
Fair
building. Yeah. It's a level 1 building. It's fine. I get the sense that maybe something I interacted with or something that I did is putting her off of me. I wanted to try and help her, but I don't think I'd be able to get through to her like you would. She tested not being able to remember anything, and so he's just basically gonna kind of go over like some what's the word I'm looking for? Exercises about like memory retrieval and things like that he might know about.
Jhod nods along very slowly, like he's listening. He's letting you talk. He's letting you, say things to make yourself feel better. And he's smiling, and he's absorbing it. And he lets you get through everything. And he says, Dear Ingram, I can't tell you precisely why she reacted the way she did. Could be you reminded her of someone. Could be any number of things. I do intend to find out, and perhaps there will be a time when you might be able to assist in that discovery. For now, I intend simply to make her comfortable and to allow her to open up in her own time. As far as remembering things, there is assuredly something, likely some sort of trauma, pain, blocking what happened to her precisely. We can't rush this sort of thing. It's been nearly a day or so since she was released from every creature or monster or person had a hold over her. Let me say this, my good man. And he sets a hand on your shoulder now, gives it a light squeeze. The fact that you care speaks volumes to you as a person. I've only just met you a day or so ago, but I can tell you and the others, except for that Theragor over there, real stick in the mud, and he chuckles and laughs and offers a wink over towards Theragor. Theragor? Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Theragor?
perfect.
Yes, I am so bad with names. Samia. I got it. Denik.
Yeah.
Denik. Yes! Oh, it took me 3 sessions. I'm doing a great job. But there is a sense of goodness in all of you. You can never really be quite sure of who you're going to end up adventuring with, I suppose I could say. But do your best, Ingram, to keep the rest of them safe. And I believe in turn they will do the same for you. In the meantime, and he lets go of your shoulder, then claps both shoulders with both hands and gives you like a little shake. Like I believe in you, champ. You can do it. I believe in you, champ. You can do it. And he gives you another squeeze, and he turns, then he heads off to go and sit down with Oleg and Svetlana, who are chatting, and Oleg smoking his pipe and sharing it with Svetlana, and there's that smell of the vanilla tobacco filling the air, and a little bit of warmth coming from that fire. But you all have a moment now to interact and prepare for your adventure.
Right. I think everything's put together. The horses are ready. What direction are we going to go?
Well,
could you bring up that map?
I was just about to say, let me wibbly wobble you guys over to the map. The Hexploration. It's good times. You'll love to see it. And allow me a moment to ping you guys to precisely where you are at Oleg's.
Aha. So, we know that on the Roslyn Road there was the river strike. Is that what it is?
The Shrike River.
Shrike River.
Shrike River.
It was small. I couldn't read it.
It's okay.
There's the Shrike River to the north, southeast, west of us, and then Roslyn Road continues north back towards Brevoy and the rest of. There's nowhere really south or west for us to go. We could just head out south and go through Bear Country, or we could cross back to that road that goes south.
Which way did it look like that escaping bandit was going? The one that I failed to chase down?
yes.
Southeast. So every one of these like black walls, let's call it, is another hex, right? So they're hexagons, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Anyway, so every one of these you can enter into. So you'll be like southeast or southwest, right? Would be the direction. He headed southeast is the direction that he headed.
So this way?
Mm-hmm. Correct. You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a good idea.
We should head that way. If they're going to make an attempt on the trading posts, they'll probably come from that direction too. So we might run into a scouting party or a war band.
So death or minor death. I love it.
Oh my
Well,
stars.
if they don't see us, we can retreat to the trading post and wait for them to turn up, and then deal with them then.
They know that we're here now, and they're definitely going to be back. I don't see why they would just leave us alone now. The Staglord person seems like he doesn't take kindly to being poked at.
Excuse me, Jhod. Just before
Actually,
we
it's
leave,
it's Job.
I mean, when it was first spelled, I honestly thought it was going to be Joth in the traditional Iraseni manner, but I wasn't sure. You have said that you are a cleric of Erastil. You have told me of your god briefly. Is Erastil widely worshipped in these parts? The rumors say that there is some major temple to your god here.
His expression turns into a broad smile, as though you have just like asked him to talk about his favorite hobby. Like he's a Magic the Gathering nerd, and you're like, "How do you play?" And he's like, "Oh boy, howdy. Let me tell you, sir." So he goes into a long-winded explanation. He mentions, old Deadeye, Stag God, Hunter, mentions that he is often worshipped in the River Kingdoms because the River Kingdoms is very much a sort of wilderness, sort of frontier like area, and Erastil is very much like he's the stag god, as it were. He's got the head of a stag, the body of a man, and one of his big edicts is to care for home and family, fulfill your duties, keep the peace, protect the community. The community also means nature and that sort of balance. A lot of his worshippers are farmers and hunters and tradesmen, and he really goes into a deep, passionate explanation about it. I mean, he takes a good 10-15 minutes of your time, as much time as you're willing to offer to him, and he really just fills you in on sort of a broad scope of what Erastil is. And as he starts to sort of like finish up this explanation of Erastil, the god, he pauses for a moment, and then he asks, "This is the second time, Enoch, that you've asked about my god. Are you considering worshipping, or simply curious as to the nature of the deity I've chosen to devote my life to?"
I would actually like to make a diplomacy check to, if possible, kind of guide this conversation into a slightly more general thing, because what Denik is after is he actually is more interested in about the temple of Erastil rather than Erastil himself.
Okay.
And so he's like, well, yes, it's not so much a matter of worship as I believe that all the gods are worthy of worship. And I do not know if I can devote myself to one in specific, but I mean, with a temple in the area, then there must be this must be a major, like, beacon of pilgrimage for your people of your faith. And, I'm always interested in watching pilgrims and seeing them on their journey. And it'd be fascinating to find out, where you would go to do such a thing. So,
Well, it is funny that you should mention
oh dear.
this temple. He's friendly, man. You get a DC 10, like you're gonna steer it. That's a great check. Totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
So he smiles and nods and goes, "That's funny you should mention the temple. It's precisely the very reason I've come here. There are rumors of a old temple of Erastil hidden somewhere in the Normarsh forest to the southwest of our present location. It's why I wrote the letter to Theragor, and one of the places I hope to find here and eventually restore to its rightful glory, as it were. Not to say that Erastil himself is a glory hog. He's a glory elk. Ha! Because he's head of a... I digress. With that being said, no, I believe it does exist, and, well, there are plenty of writings and rumors, and they could all be old wives' tales or hearsay, but something in my heart, a kind of burning, like deep down in my core, tells me that, well, the rumors are true, and that at some point we'll find it in these lands, and, well, it feels like it might be my life's purpose to see it restored. Hopefully that makes sense.
Thanks for your time. And,
Thank you for asking.
Go back towards the horses and the carts and making sure Burton's in there, all that.
Still trying to determine the source of that voice.
Always. Until such a time as it's kind enough to actually say hello in a more
Don't
quick manner, and he kind of like he stops like to listen to see if he can hear anything.
Mhm.
I don't know if he does or not. But yeah, no, he's trying to go back to business and stuff like that. Everyone's discussing where they want to go at this point.
Right.
And he's just like, well, yeah, his 2 cents are that Staglord dude seems like one bad dude. We should probably be de-duding him if we can.
Think of this, Jhod.
Right. Then I think it's agreed. Southeast is the way we start.
Yes.
As everyone gathers their supplies, gets on proverbial horses or not horses, I don't know, however you choose to walk and travel, we are going to pivot back over to our Stolen Lands map and begin our exploration. So you begin to travel south, southeast, and the area that you're in, if it wasn't so snowy, you remember there's that ever constant swirling sort of like vortex, like wintry, almost like hurricane like vortex above you. It's relatively slow going, but you enter into your first hex during the hexploration, and as is tradition, as we hexplore, I'm gonna roll some random encounters. Okay, nothing bad happens. You don't run into any, I don't know, basilisks. I mean, it's good. It's a good start. No basilisks. However, as you are exploring this region, it takes you a good full day to explore the hex fully. I'm going to have whoever wants to make the primary check, everyone else can assist, make a survival check as you're exploring this region to begin your mapping of the region.
Who has the best survival skill? I'm +4.
Let's see.
Probably me, but I don't know for sure. It depends on whether or not Theragor has had the opportunity to actually put points into it or not, probably.
I'm also at +4.
What are you at?
7.
You make it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You make it.
He's a primary check maker.
Yeah. He's not a ranger by class, but he's kind of one by profession.
How do we aid?
We roll the same check, and if we get at least a 10, he gets to add +2.
Correct.
May I do that?
Yeah.
Yep,
I'll
absolutely.
try.
Anyone can make it. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I
Boom,
will
there's
always
one
welcome
+2.
assistance.
There we go.
Hey, there it
Nice.
is. All right,
Wow.
all right. Everyone else's
Make
help.
sure you put your scarves on. It's cold out.
29, an absolute 29. The good news is, the area around you, if you recall, I've described it, there is this steady snowfall that obscures your vision, almost like a sort of a fog cloud. And you can't really see more than 100, maybe 150 feet in any direction. And you are traveling over what would be, if it wasn't gripped in winter, rolling plains. So you'd have like maybe knee-high to maybe even waist-high grass, perfect sort of like farmland. Think of like the west and the sort of the pilgrims heading to the west out to settle the lands, in Wyoming and Utah and all that other good stuff, turn of the century or 1800s, right? So that's what you would see. However, it is just gripped in snow. So everywhere really just looks the exact same. Tracks are hard to come by simply because as you make a track, that snow continues to fall and then it rises up, filling your tracks over the course of several minutes, and always maintains this sort of, I would say, very like equal level to the snow, only deviated by dips in the terrain. So it goes up a hill, goes down a hill, etc. So it's very easy to get lost. However, Danak, you are very good at keeping yourself on track and doing a nice wide sort of exploration. You make little marks here and there, perhaps a stick, and what have you. But as you are exploring, you are traveling now. You sort of traveled east, then you begin to travel south, and you start to curve back around the lower section. Each of these hexes is roughly a 12 square mile area, or 12 hex mile area. You spot something in the distance, Knock. And it strikes you as odd because, well, you can see it at more than 100 feet, and it's a clearing where the snow does not seem to be sticking like it is everywhere else. In fact, it looks like a small pocket of summer in this area. Get a little closer, give me a perception check. You're the only one that would see this at this point.
Sure. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I understand. You said that it's kind of like this fog is disrupting my vision within like a certain distance.
100 to 150 feet, correct.
So is it like I'm seeing over this fog bank to this hole, or
Correct.
okay?
Like you're up on a hill, you look down, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, there's a clearing there. It looks warm, like there's grass and there's some small structures over there.
I think I will call Faragor over, and I'll say, "Hey, what do you make of that? It doesn't match the weather in the area here. It's far too green."
Perception
A hot
checks,
spring, maybe?
please. Perception checks.
Just Theragor?
Well, Theragor and Danok now, because they're both looking at it.
All
Pretty good.
right. Here we go. Is that right? No.
Perception.
Oh, it's under adventure.
Correct. Adventure
Yeah.
skills. You
That's
got it,
right,
brother.
adventure.
Yep.
I did
You
the
got
wrong
it.
one.
You're doing great.
There we
We're
go.
all in this together. Beautiful.
11.
Danik,
Not
it
so
is
great.
you that sees it. You squint, you look down, you're on this peak of this hill looking down over this sort of misty fog, this snowfall. As you look down, you realize you're looking at a graveyard. There is a larger than the rest of the gravestones. There's a small crypt-like building that's maybe 10 to 15 feet high. The distance to it's maybe a quarter of a mile that you can judge based on what you're seeing and how big the structures look. But it looks to be an old graveyard. Some of the gravestones are fallen over, but it seems to be resisting the cold weather, as it were.
Well, if nothing else, I'd suggest we head that direction, because if we're caught out here at nightfall, it'd be much more comfortable inside stone walls than out in an open plain.
I agree. Let's just hope that whatever is protecting this graveyard from the weather will also be beneficial to us.
Graveyard. I'll make a quick prayer to the Lady of Graves. It's like, hi, it's okay, not now, please.
That's funny. That is funny. You all make your way through the, snow, and as you get closer and closer to the graveyard, the weather turns more foul, as though the storm itself is angry at your approach to this graveyard. The wind begins to whip the snow into your face, and if you've ever been hit by sort of that thick, icy snow, it almost feels like it's cutting into your skin. You have to pull up your cowls and pull your hoods down and just kind of create this thin visor so that it's not pelting you so hard. But there is a instantaneous temperature change as you cross a literal threshold between winter and the summer, and the temperature goes from 32 degrees Fahrenheit up to 65, and you feel warm as you enter into this graveyard. Give me knowledge religion, Theragor, real quick. Give me knowledge religion, please. Anyone else that has it can make knowledge religion as well.
Can I cast the guidance
Yeah,
cantrip on
absolutely.
myself?
100%, man.
All right. Yes, because I think as he's thinking about it, he will quickly, grab his holy symbol and ask for guidance. And let's see, the creature gets a +1 competence bonus on the skill check. All right. So let's see. Knowledge. So actually a 16 with the +1.
This is a dwarven graveyard. The structure before you is of dwarven architecture. It looks old. Your check wasn't high enough to really get an idea of the exact age, However, as you mentioned in your flashback, there was a Dwarven kingdom here several hundred thousand years ago or so that existed, and you recognize the way the stones are cut, the very practical nature of the crypt, and the two statues that flank the entrance into this crypt. You recognize them as, well, small statues of Torag. They're worn, they're a little bit weathered. They haven't, they've got a little bit of shrubbery kind of growing up and around them. The place looks to have been neglected for, God's only knows how many hundreds of years. However,
Right.
that is what you have discovered with that check.
Yeah,
What
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Did I get any surplus information with my
With a 24.
24?
Yes, something stands out to you in this moment, Ingram. While you also recognize the statues of Torag, you also recognize that they are positioned, dare I say, incorrectly. And I will explain that further. The hammer that is supposed to be in Torag's hand is resting at his feet, and there's generally like an anvil in front of him that has been cracked in two, and based on that check, you believe it was deliberate.
I'll make my way up to Therago before we get too far into this after
Right.
I know this, and just put my hand on his shoulder and
Yeah.
say, take a second look at those statues. They're
Yes.
incorrect.
What do you mean?
The hammer is at his feet and the anvil has been desecrated. I think something with someone's been here and is desecrated the place.
I see it now. He looks. He has a very grim look on his face as he's making his way towards the little structure there, but now cautiously and very skeptically. He's looking at every detail.
You notice as you get closer and closer, you can move yourself halfway between the rest of the party and the structure itself, Theragor, to represent you, obviously, your slow approach. You realize that the structure itself has numerous claw marks on it, and there are splatters of red that look to be old blood that stain both the statues and the entrance itself moving into the structure. This place has assuredly been desecrated at some point, and there is a feeling of unease that is resting in the air. Although it is summer, there is this sort of misty-like fog that is clinging, and at first, when you first approached into this area, you didn't even notice it. But now that you've seen this desecration, this defiling of this structure and the statues of Torag, you're now starting to see this mist that seems to be sort of creeping in closer and closer, and it's clinging very close to the ground. It's very low, maybe an inch or two off of the ground, but there's this sort of rolling mist that has a kind of blackish tint to it. And give me another knowledge religion check, if you would be so kind.
I would also like to just have detect magic up. Like, if I see anything
sense
interesting.
Some dark colored magic. Give me a spellcraft check, Ingram, please. Theragor,
Sure.
you are very convinced this place is under the effect of a desecration spell.
Ooh.
Ingram, you identify a desecration spell that is clinging to this area, good sir. Yes.
Do I know what in particular that spell does?
So it empowers and strengthens undead that exist in the area of its effect, is the best way to describe it. You may also just simply look up the desecration spell. With a 30, I'll let you do it. You're welcome to do it, man. Not let. Like, you're welcome to look it up, man. You know exactly what that spell does, for sure.
I'll just say to everyone, I'll look over to Samia and Denak and be like, hold on. There's some evil magic. Be ready. Have your weapons out. Eric, be handy with the loot. Or whatever you carry.
Well, I'm
What is
mostly
he
saying...
what? Yeah.
And
Ready your
I
throat.
do have this like guitar-like instrument. I don't want to die, ripped apart by undead. Doodly. Oh, too soon. All right, I'll stop. Yep.
Happier.
Oh,
Happier.
okay. I don't want to die, killed by undead. Do 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 do. Is that better? Is that better? You didn't like that? I'll see myself out. Fair enough. All right.
He just kind of looks at Eric. All right.
Shrug.
Shrug.
Aragorn? Which god
So-
does one pray to in a desecrated graveyard?
What does one pray to, you ask?
Which god does one pray to in a desecrated graveyard?
I only pray to Torag.
Presumably none, or you might draw the wrong attention.
Orag,
He
I'm
pipes
sorry
in.
your grounds
Yes.
have been unhallowed.
DM.
He kind of
Danik.
goes off my thing.
A
If-
voice in your head.
Oh, jeez.
Unhallowed or made right.
I didn't warn you.
Did anyone else hear that?
Hear what?
Did we?
I'm assuming we didn't.
You did not.
No.
Hear what?
I'll tell you later. He's clearly like, I don't want to freak people out more.
Theragor. A voice echoes out from the crypt. It is feminine but old, like an old crone. It is just loud enough to where you hear it. Everyone else may make perception checks, DC 15, to also hear it.
19.
Stuck in
Hey.
here for so long. Hurting. Painful. Do I hear you? Do I hear you, my child, outside? Come to make things right. Come to put me to rest at last. So many years. So many moons. So much sorrow. Is that you, my little boy? My little bearded boy?
May I sense motive?
You absolutely may. That's a trap.
Yes.
That's a trap. You're like, man,
Yeah.
that seems a little creepy. That's a trap.
Yes.
18 on the die.
Well, just in case no one else heard, Theragor turned around and says, "There's the voice of a crone in the crypt. She wishes to draw us into a trap.
Well, hags are worshipped in this area, you know.
It's a trap.
I did not.
Yeah. Welcome to the River Kingdoms.
Aren't they very much like gods?
One thing that I do know is that we cannot abide such an evil creature taking up residence in this once sacred ground to the dwarves.
Would I know anything about hags and how to defeat them?
Well, you can make a knowledge local, also knowledge nature. Good old hag nation. Well, you know a lot
Sure.
about hags. You know, they are monstrous
Sure.
humanoids generally. Some of them are also fae. Some of them have DR. You don't have to look at the actual hag you're fighting to really get more information, but when you run into a hag, I'll give you all the info you need. There you go. When it becomes
Why-
relevant.
Why is it I get nat 20s on like the most inconsequential checks?
Well,
Welcome to
because
Pathfinder.
the dice have a story to tell.
I think they're telling it wrong.
Wow, hey, whoa. You better take that back and also,
You're
like,
right.
bless the
Yeah.
RNG, because you might have just pissed the dice off. They're gonna totally shit on you moving forward. You talk bad about the dice.
I have to eat
I'm
D4s
just
now.
saying. A pair of red glowing eyes appears in the entrance. That voice continues to call out to you, my sweet baby boy, my sweet baby boy, my sweet bearded child. As it does so, the ground around all of you begins to undulate and move at each of but several, half a dozen or so of the graves, and you see these bony fingers beginning to reach up and out of the graves.
Oh no.
In an instant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 skeletons rise up out of different graves. There is a clattering of bones and a clattering of weapons. Each of these skeletons is short, squat. Some of them still have a bit of their beards attached to them. These are dwarven skeletons rising up. As they do so, we are going to go ahead and roll initiative. In the entrance, a very bony, nasty-looking one with stag horns on the helmet sort of shambles out, dressed in resplendent-looking armor, old and slightly rotted. At some point, it was likely beautiful armor, but it points directly at Theragor. Around its neck, it has a broken symbol of Torag that's been shattered in half and looks to be drenched in blood. And it points out and it once again says, "My sweet bearded baby boy, come to your mother." And we are going to we're going to roll initiative, and we're going to see what happens, and hopefully it'll be interesting.
Can we go back to the RP?
Can we go home?
Yeah. You're not my mother.
I heard that Absalom has some really nice restaurants.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go take the test of the Stallstone? Yay!
No, not really, but
Crazy things have
Test
happened.
of
1,
the
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty then. Let me get some initiatives in here. Pop up the turn order. We got our cool turn thingy-majigger. Yeah. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boing, boing.
So, but it's not Theragor's turn, is it?
Not
No,
yet. I haven't.
you're
sorting
out.
I have not
Gotcha.
sorted
He's
the
gotta run
turns yet. I'm still getting everyone into the
No
initiative really
problem.
quick.
Yeah, I just saw the thing around me and I was.
Can you just be patient for a second, Charles? I'm just kidding. I'm so aggressive. I didn't mean it.
That
So
was
mean.
super aggressive.
I was like on a lot of left
Wow.
field. Like, you fucking slow down for a minute. Let me think. Jesus.
He's trying to think how many mythic levels to give all these guys.
Right. So that one's gonna be mythic 40. That one's gonna be mythic 32. Right
Oh
there.
god.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I take back everything I've said.
No, you're good.
good news. Mythic 40 doesn't have rules, so nothing happens.
I'm just making it up as I go. Yay!
Oh,
I think we're all making it up as we go.
Oh, you're all screwed.
What is reality?
Go over here, graphics. Let's switch this back to that so it's not laggy.
Quick,
Perfect.
out of character question.
Yes.
Nick, your character, is he strength based?
No,
No.
I am a Phantom Thief rogue. I am dexterity based.
Okay. Shit. This spell does nothing.
Alrighty then.
The
So
other two are those.
we watch as this skeleton crawls its way up and out of the grave, pushing itself up. Dirt and grass and weeds and roots cling to its inside, and almost its chest looks to be filled. It's almost like its insides are dirt, and then it just points out, holding from its like rotted belt, a rusty-looking dwarven war axe, and just says like skeleton noises and points at Theragor. This one up to the right here also does the same thing, climbing up. This one climbs up. This one also climbs up, and Ingram, you're up next.
Oh boy. All right. So before I get started, then, Samia, are you able to ride your horse if you're the same size as it?
No.
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 I'm pretty sure no.
Okay. Got to use the spell then. Lovely.
If I may
Because
suggest,
yes.
you could always cast it on the horse itself,
Oh god.
and then the horse gets really buff, and
Because the horse's stat really does matter, right? With what you're doing.
I mean, so long as I can charge something and it's got 50 feet of movement, so I
I
don't know how
believe
much.
rules is written, she wouldn't be able to ride it. It would be too big, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
Like-
this is it's in large person, not
Yes.
in large
Oh
creature.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Doesn't
I
even.
couldn't do
So
that.
you wouldn't be able to cast it on her, unfortunately.
No. All right.
I think you should just cast it on yourself, make yourself easier to hit.
I'm
I'm just saying, it's an option. It's an idea. It's not a good
okay.
one, but it's an idea.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grease these guys right over here. I'm gonna let it's me. I'm gonna let you take care of the guys over there. All right.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna mess you up. I promise.
Hmm.
I don't have grease enabled. Fuck. Never mind. I'm just gonna cast Disrupt Undead. Fuck it. I'm taking too long.
I mean, that's not a bad spell, man.
No.
That's pretty good. All right, roll me a d6, baby bird.
The D6.
Also, roll me an attack roll.
Yeah.
Give me a
Uh,
ranged attack roll.
Boop.
9. 9. Touch AC, you miss. Pew, pew.
Mhm.
It
I
goes
didn't
wide.
spec for. I forgot that we use dexterity for attack rolls.
Yeah, for ranged
Really
attack.
did.
Let me double check. That is a ray, right? It's a ranged attack? Yep, it is a ranged attack. All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. A ray of white positive energy flies right through this skeleton, goes right through its rib cage, and hits nothing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over here and hide.
Samia.
Yep. I am going to charge that guy.
Okay, I like it. Skeleton noises.
Yeah. And do.
Oof.
Betting that doesn't hit.
Oof. Does that include the +2 for charging?
No.
Okay.
No, it does not. So it's an 11.
Still misses. Yikes. So you rush forward, you're about to lance him, and you go right through that rib cage, just like the ray of positive energy. The lance goes through, you pull it out, you're like, I got him. And then you realize you hit nothing but dirt.
No.
Nothing but dirt.
Cool.
Unfortunate. Eric is going to move over here, gets up next to Denik, and starts going, Bardic performance, inspire courage. And he begins to play a rousing, wonderful, delightful, positive Ingram, very upbeat melody about a group of adventurers not dying in a dwarven cemetery in the middle of the Stolen Lands. It's very inspiring. So everyone may apply Inspire Courage on their character sheets. Aragorn, you're up next.
Theragor will grab his holy symbol and say, Torag, protect us. And he's going to cast Bless.
Ooh, everyone may apply Bless as well. Beautiful. So that was a standard. You still have a move action.
I think I'm going to stay right here with,
I like it.
besides Samia.
This one is going to rise up and out of the ground. The skeletal champion still pointing at Aragorn. My sweet baby boy. My bearded baby boy. Join me in undeath. And it is going to charge you. Provoking from Samia.
Okay. For a 9 again.
Oh, ever impressive too. Yikes. One charges forward, bringing up a massive-looking dwarven war axe. He's double-handing it, and it brings it down, trying to chippity-chop you on the head. Chippity-chop
See
you
what
on the head.
happens.
Let's see what happens, my big cat. Let's see. He is charging 11. He also rolled a 2. So, clink right
Right on
off
the
your
shield.
armor. Right on the shield. Love it. Beautiful. Denik.
Denik, I think, just moved to try and cover the other options. Make sure that nothing's going after anyone else. So he will charge in at this guy up here
Beautiful.
and make a smackety attackety.
Love it. Damn.
I suspect he does not do very well.
9 is the number tonight. I tell ya, that's crazy. 9 is the number. Fortunately, that is miss. That one, it was just rising up out of the ground. Go ahead.
I should point out that that was a charge.
Yes, so it'll be
Oh,
11.
I guess it probably doesn't. Yeah, it probably
Actually, still
doesn't do
miss.
Yeah.
That one completes itself. You know what? I'm going to give this to you. And I'm going to explain to you why. I have been describing these characters as climbing up out of the ground. So technically he was prone because he was on the ground, which gives you another +4. So that 11 becomes a 15, which is a hit. For 11 damage, you manage to crash your blade into this one's head and shatter it into a million pieces. Well done, Denik.
Nice.
Well done. I gotta stick true. I gotta stay true to the to what I've been rolling, man. Like that's only fair, right? So there you go. All right. Next up is this one, who's now above ground. It's going to bring its Dwarven War Axe, double skeleton handing it, and will attempt to smack Samia for a 12 as a miss. This one over here is going to charge Denik, rushing forward with its Dwarven War Axe for a whopping 20. I think that hits.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I
Unfortunate.
see it's like 14 right now.
Dealing you 7 damage as it brings the War Axe down, just clink, clatter, slash right into you. This one here moves in, brings its War Axe up. 9 is a miss, swinging wildly. This one here charges Samia. Samia, do you have combat reflexes?
No.
Okay, this one charges forward, bringing its War Axe up to hit you for a 16.
With charge, I think that does hit.
Got it. I'm showing a 19 flat AC without charge, which would give you a 17 on the charge.
You're right. Sorry, I was subtracting an extra one.
Beautiful. And that is a swing and just barely misses. Ingram, you're up next.
Yeah, I would like to. So with the Burning Hands spell, am I able, if I go like I don't know here, to only hit these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be very easy to angle it and only hit those guys. 100%.
What if I stood here or here?
Right there, you could angle it. Yeah, you could get those two. Absolutely.
here?
It's a 15-foot cone. Yeah.
Okay. I will make a move action
Honestly,
to
right here would be best. And then
Yeah,
you could
that's what I was
15-foot
thinking.
cone out. And I'd say you could hit those
Yeah,
two. I'll allow it.
These three.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Then I'll do that.
Beautiful.
Reflex save for half.
2d4. Roll me 2d4. And these guys get their reflex save. Skeletons are nothing if not nimble. Incredibly nimble.
6.
9 is a fail.
Mm-hmm. It's a 15 save.
16 is a success. This one melts slightly. The first one that you hit right next to Samia just melts down into nothing but sort of like burned bone meal. And that is another skeleton downed. Samia, you're up next.
All right, I'm just gonna stab the guy next to me.
Beautiful.
Well, try to, given how I rolled last time.
I believe. I didn't believe hard enough.
Yeah.
It's +1. You did a little bit better, though. They got a 3 instead of a 2. I mean, that's pretty great, right? I, for one, am loving it. Absolutely loving it. All right. Next up is Eric, who continues his bardic performance. He's going to move a little bit closer. Theragor, you're up next.
Theragor will, he's just blocked the axe blow from this person. He's going to return with the hammer strike. Let's see here.
16. You bring your hammer up. You bring it down, and you slam into this creature's armor. And your hands shake and feel a little numb, and it doesn't appear to have done anything.
What?
You hit, but you didn't get through its AC, unfortunately. So you connected, but nothing happened. It's real unfortunate. Seems like you just barely missed it. The skeleton here is going to charge Samia. Samia, you have your attack of opportunity back.
Yes, and I intend to use it.
Brilliant. 20 for 5! Is that, madam? Is that bludgeoning damage?
No, it's a lance. It's piercing
Well,
damage.
you hit it, and it clinks off of its bones, and you're like, that's a kill shot, and it doesn't do anything. It's a real unfortunate. And this one attempts to attack you with its big old Dwarven War Axe. Nothing. skeletal champion continues to whisper sweet nothings into your ear, Theragor. My sweet child, come to me, my bearded baby boy. Join me in undeath. And it's going to bring its Dwarven Wax up for an 11. Linking off your armor again? Dennis.
Yes. Oh gosh. I don't want to die again. So I will fight defensively and swing at the one furthest away from me. Yes. Yes, indeed. So minus 2
Ooh,
to
17. Beautiful. For the one above you, I assume you said
Yep.
farthest away. Perfect.
That's
You
right.
swing down, clinking into it. You are certain that would be a kill, but unfortunately your blade being slashing, it just kind of clips it and breaks a couple of ribs, but the creature is still standing. Any move actions other than that? Nothing? You're good? Good.
Yeah, I think I'm fine like that. Just
Pivots. Brings its Dwarven Warax. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy. I want to be very clear, Denik. I don't want this, alright? The dice have a story to tell. And apparently it's die, Denik. I don't know what to tell you.
And it's not a good.
Let's see if we confirm. We don't. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, I was nervous on that one. So you only take a whopping... You only take a whopping 3 damage. It would have only been 9 damage on a crit. Like, it would have been that bad. Probably. Oh. So it just cuts into your back, drawing blood. Stings a little bit. The one above you will also take its attack. Is an 8 as well. This one down over yonder moves into position. That should only be a 19. I didn't mean to roll a +4. It should only be a 19, which I do believe does hit you, though. Amy.
Yeah.
10 damage. Slashing into your leg, almost cutting into the horse, which... Is it wearing barding? Does your horse have barding? It doesn't get through the barding, thankfully. Ingram, you're up next.
Yes. I would like to just do a move action. 5. I have a question. If I do a full round action, do I still get move?
If you do a full round action, you can still take a 5-foot step, but no. You don't
Not
get
a
a
move
move
action,
action. That's
okay.
part of being a full round action.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'll go over to here, and I'll cast Disrupt Undead on this bloke.
Cool, give me a
here.
ranged touch attack into melee.
Oh, right. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate this.
That actually hits! You needed a 16! You needed a... Oh, no, wait. That's not with the -4. So, no, you miss.
On a touch?
I'm just kidding. You hit. I got you. I'm just
Okay,
messing with
you're
you. All right, you
mean.
got him. You got him. You got him.
You're
You
mean.
got him. You got him. Yep.
Okay. Disrupt Undead.
Roll me a d6. Just roll me a d6.
Okay.
Oh! This one here, the ray of positive energy strikes its head. The head turns to ash, and the rest of the body crumples down, turning to dust at Denik's feet. Well done, sir. Sabina, you're up next. You have 2 friends.
Yeah.
Their names are Bones and Boney.
I'm gonna go for the one south of me.
Beautiful.
Jeez.
Can you do me a favor? Hit your
Can I
attack
hit?
roll. Can you hit your attack roll like 3 or 4 times? I just want to see if it's broken. Because that's crazy. Okay, it's not broken. It's just the dice.
It just hates me.
All right,
it
that's
just
fair.
hates me tonight. That's
God's damn. That's wild. Holy
it just
moly.
hates me tonight.
It really does. All right, so you swing. It's a miss. Eric's like, crap. Moves forward. He stops his bardic performance, but he has lingering performance, so it lasts for 2 more rounds. He moves up, and he is going to reach out and grab Samia's shin for a whopping 7 HP. Back to you, Samia. Cure light
Take it.
wounds. Theragor.
Theragor's going to take a 5-foot step this way.
May I make a suggestion?
Uh-huh.
5-foot step to here, and then you have flanking.
Oh, well, of course then. Let's do it.
Do it.
5-foot step to here. And and he will strike again with his hammer.
Love it.
My apologies here. Let's see.
21 for 8.
21,
Solid blow into the
yes.
creature. You crunch down in the same spot you hit it last time. This time, though, you can feel the armor give way. That sort of ancient, old, crumbling armor starts to, well, crumble. And then you hit down into the shoulder, cracking the some of the bones there. Like you crack the, what's this bone called right there? Your clavicle bone, and then damage the shoulder as well. That was a very solid blow, Theragor. Very solid. The skeleton here is going to continue to swing at Samia. Swing and a skedangle. 12 is a miss.
Miss.
Skeletal champion turns to Theragor and again says, well, die. It's done. It's done being nice. Oh, there it is. All right,
There we go.
1d10 plus 3. Here we go. For 11 damage. Oh, God.
All
Whoa.
right.
Brings the war axe down,
Yikes.
buries it into your shoulder. It's just like ka-clunk right into there and pushes down in. And it says, join me in undeath. Join me, son. It's blue, it's like red glowing eyes as it is bearing that axe into you. Denik.
Denik is just like thanking his lucky stars that he was not immediately bisected, and he tries to kind of duck under an attack, uppercut slashes, trying to like, because he's got a sword. It's not really good at this sort of thing. Maybe he takes the arm off so it's
I believe.
anywhere there's like a good solid angle, and he attacks again and hopes.
He's too focused on not getting hit. This one's gonna swing at you, Denik. He's going for you. He wants your bones. Apparently he's gonna get your bones. Dare I say. 12 damage. So as you move and pivot, this thing like watches you turning, and as you pivot, it swings its axe where you're going, and you just run into it. Just clunk. He's bleeding real bad.
I think I hit my coat.
Yikes. Moves to here. Miss. Ingram.
Fuck. Shit.
Tight to me.
Okay. Ooh, fuck. Okay, alright. I'm gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on Mr. Denik over here.
Alright.
You
do realize Cure Light Wounds is a touch spell, right?
I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna
just making
cast
sure I'm just asking questions.
here or here is better.
6
doesn't
in
matter.
one, half a dozen in the other, big cat.
I don't know what that means. 1d8.
Woo! 3.
Sure.
4. That's 4. You are level 2. That's 4.
Oh.
It's 1d8
Okay.
plus caster level up to a maximum of +5.
Okay. Alright. I gotta mark off spell.
Like
check.
Samia.
Yep. I'm gonna actually swing at this guy who I'm flanking
That's the ticket.
because maybe I'll finally be able to hit something.
I don't believe it. I you know what? That's the
Take
trick.
that.
I need to say I don't believe it, and then you hit. If I say I believe it, then you
Take
don't
that.
hit. Beautiful. Solid blow into this thing's backside for a whopping 6 damage. You manage to pierce through its armor, and you're pretty sure you hit multiple ribs, and you sort of wrench it down and then pull it out, and you just hear this like a xylophone, like clink, 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 like a little xylophone noise as you pull out the lance. Beautifully done. The thing is wobbling. Eric is like, oh, crap. His performance is still lingering. He moves to here and will cast Cure Light Wounds on Denik. 9 back to you, good sir. Theragor, 'tis your go.
All right. Theragor is going to cast Cure Light Wounds on himself.
May I
You may.
talk you through this?
Yes.
So if you cast Cure Light Wounds, if you don't cast defensively, you will provoke an attack of opportunity from this
You're
creature.
gonna get stabbed.
You will
Aha.
maybe get stabbed.
And what I forget how casting defensively works.
So you roll a concentration check. 15 plus
Okay.
double the spell level is your DC. On your spell tab, there should be a
Okay.
concentration button at the top of the spell sheet under the tab. Simply click
All
that.
right.
Now,
Mhm.
before you roll this, if you roll and you fail, you simply don't cast the spell. You're like too focused on not getting hit, but that is your standard action. If you
Done.
succeed, then you
Okay.
can cast a spell, not provoking. You can also just say, I'm going to cast it, I'm going to provoke. If you get hit, then you have to make a concentration check based off of the damage dealt. 10 plus the damage dealt. Or 15 plus the damage dealt. Or is it 10?
Got you.
I
I
looked
will
up.
do
It's
it
been a while.
defensively then.
Beautiful.
So just hit the concentration button.
You got it, brother. Unfortunately, that is not good enough. You did at least a 17.
Oh,
So you are
okay.
too focused on defending yourself.
Right.
You
So was the concentration check my action?
That is your standard action. Yes.
Okay. All right. Very well. So end of turn.
All right, no worries. This skeleton here smells blood in the water. We'll move to here. Is that
And
crossing?
attacks the skeleton lord.
Yeah, that's crossing through. I'd say that's good enough. I'll allow it. All right, it's gonna get to dice. 12 miss. Skeletal champion is going to move to here, and is going to swing on Theragor. 21. Oh, join me in undead.
Yes.
Join me. Oh boy. 11 damage.
Oh.
As the axe comes down, it buries the axe, two-handing it into Theragor's chest. It leans forward, and just this like weird glowing orb that must be where its voice is just laughing in your face. And the last thing you hear before you pass unconscious and begin bleeding out is, Torag is dead. And you are now unconscious, on the ground, and bleeding out. Yikes. Yikes. Go ahead and subtract 11 HP.
All right.
That's scurry.
Oh boy.
That's real scurry. That's real scurry. Alright, Denik.
Danek would want to go and prevent this thing from, just chopping Theragor up, but he is actually too scared to disengage and potentially die. So he will 5-foot shift over once and swing at the creature again. And I don't feel like me clicking the button did anything there.
Oh, there it is. You bring your blade down, it clips the skeleton again. You feel like you're almost there. You've almost got it. One more hit and this thing's gonna tumble over, but it's still shambling. It's still shambling. Speaking of that shambling, it's gonna try and swing on you. 18?
Yeah, will hit, yes.
Ah, son of a biscuit. 4 damage as it just nicks you. Just nicks your little toesies. Swings low. Hits your little toesies. The skeleton here is like, delicious flanking. 19 to hit Samia.
That is my armor class, so yeah.
Ooh. 10 more damage as it buries its axe within your lower back. Doesn't quite break through your armor, but it bruises and likely breaks, I don't know, your spleen. Maybe a kidney. You lost a kidney. I don't know.
That's
Don't worry
not
about
how
it.
that works,
That's
but okay.
fine. Hey, I'm the game master. It works like I says it does. Like
don't worry,
I says it does.
I have restore kidney memorized.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm a little more. I'd be more concerned if it was the spleen. Kidney, at least I have a backup.
There it is. Yeah, you definitely bruised real bad. Well, not quite dead.
Yeah.
You're almost there, but we're getting there. Ingram, you're up
Right.
next.
I am going to just move over to here and expend an Arcanist point and cast Cure Light Wounds to hopefully bring my buddy back up.
Give me at least 4 HP and he'll be conscious.
I did it last time.
I
I
believe.
shouldn't say shit.
I don't believe. I gotta remember to say I don't believe in you. Roll me. You know what you can do? Add brackets around that 1d8. Also, go and watch my video on how to use the sheet, and I give you a.
I'm trying to be fancy. I can't be fancy.
It's not that fancy. I did a whole 30-minute video on how to use the sheet and add macros. I sent it to you directly.
No.
What you're telling me is you don't read the things I send you. Okay,
No.
that's fair. Give me a d8 plus 2. 9. That's 9. That's great.
Yay.
Theragor, you
All
hear
right.
a loud tinging.
Up to
You can
6.
see the forge of Torag before you, and then once more, Torag says, "Not today, my child."
Yes.
And you are now
And
back
he looks up and
unconscious.
says, Torag is not dead.
Yes. Go ahead and add 9 HP to your token, please.
Oh, okay.
Be at 6. Yay.
Oh, he's conscious.
Yep.
The Mia.
Okay, rules of mounted combat is I'm technically in all the squares my horse is in, right?
Correct.
Cool. So this guy's still within my reach.
Correct.
So I'm gonna try and stab him.
Correct.
I am not gonna stab
There it
him.
is.
Setting.
There it is. Back to normal. You love to see
It's
it.
a nice thought.
No!
Eric's like, crap. Oh, man. Oh, this is bad. Crap. He begins his bardic performance again, because it's about to expire this round. So now you still have bardic performance, and he kind of freezes in place. Theragor, are you open to a DM professional suggestion?
Well, all right. I
Okay.
think Theragor, but let me.
I want to see what you're going to do, and then I may make a suggestion.
He's going to channel.
You took the
energy.
words right out of my mouth.
Right.
Beautiful.
I should have done that
love
last
it.
time.
No,
but-
it's fine. Now, are you
So-
channeling to heal or to harm undead?
So I'm channeling to heal. My
Okay.
compadres
Okay.
need it.
Totally fine. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage would you do if you disrupted or
It's
damage
the
on dead?
same dice. They get a will save to resist it and take half.
So yes,
at
do you
this
think I
level,
should
it's a
do that
D6.
instead? Do you think I should instead?
I mean, I don't know.
I have opinions, but I'll wait till later to tell you them.
Yeah, the one that Danok is dealing with is heavily damaged, I think. Wolf said, and then I don't know. And I know the one that's Mia's dealing with. She's been dealing with it for a minute, so
Also,
I think-
I'll point out, I don't think any of us have bludgeoning damage weapons, which means we're all getting hit by
Yeah.
their DR.
Okay.
like if
I just
if
wanna
anything,
point
I
that out.
have I have Disrupt Undead, which is doing a lot of damage.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to use it. But I don't know. Your choice.
Yes. All right. Well, if I sense the will of my companions
Well, it's
that
your
I should
choice.
damage,
Yeah.
huh? Oh no,
It's
no, no.
your choice. I
I'm-
just want to
I'd
point
love
out
to, yeah.
all of us
Mhm.
except for the two of you are dealing with DR.
Right. All right. Let's deal this for damage then. See if we can cut back our opposition.
All right, I have good news and I have bad news. Which do you want first?
Can you just not tell me the bad news?
I mean, the bad news is that was a terrible roll.
Yeah.
The good news is their minimum damage is 1. The
Yeah.
even better news is that this one dies and this one dies.
well, that's
Because they
good.
literally needed 1 more damage to die. You just took out half their numbers and everyone
Okay.
else takes
Right.
a damage as well, which is good. That is very good. That was a very good use of channel energy. Bad news, you're still on the ground. Would you like to try and stand up? Now, if you stand up, you do provoke an attack of opportunity, or you can simply stay where you're at. If you stay where you're at and it goes to attack you, it's a +4 to hit you.
Theragor is a stubborn dwarf. He's going to stand up.
I love that journey for you. All right. This one's going to take a swing. It's going to hit you. You hate to see it.
I just healed
And it's
you.
gonna just knock you unconscious. Right? You're like, you
Just
fucking
kidding.
undead, and it's just like clap right over the side of the head. So you fall right back down,
Okay.
unconscious at -1 and bleeding.
All right.
All right, this skeleton here is like, I don't like that, but that guy's unconscious. But there's a wizard right there that's been casting fancy spells.
Fuck.
12 is a hit. Because you have 11 AC, big cat.
God.
I do indeed. I didn't get like some some wizard armor or something.
4 damage. 4 damage.
Only 4?
Skeletal Champion is going to move up now that Theragor is on the ground and is also going to swing on the wizard because, well, wizard's been
Fuck.
casting magic. 20 to
damn.
hit.
Hmm.
The wizard takes 10 additional damage. You are at 0, staggered, and not feeling great. Denik.
The token's doing the thing again.
Wolf, you are rolling quite well tonight, sir.
I always roll well.
All right, so
Mimi can speak to
unfortunately,
that.
No flanks for me. I simply attack and hope that the dice are kind to me. Yeah, I just straight for the face. That's glowing. You know, you can't
Why'd you roll
can't
initiative?
ignore it.
I was fixing my token.
11, unfortunately, is a miss. 11, unfortunately, is a
So
miss.
glowy.
Samia.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the guy. I'm gonna try and hit the guy next to me.
I don't believe in you. You'll never hit anybody.
Shut
Thank
up.
God. Thank God.
Shut up.
Yes, it's dead. You've killed it. Boom. That skeleton explodes. Well done.
And then I'm gonna move over to here
Love
for
that.
reasons.
I think I know why. Eric's like, crap, crap, crap. He's gonna move to here. He's gonna look around and he's gonna reach down and he's gonna touch Theragor. And he's gonna
Not there.
give you. Eric knows what you like. All right,
Yeah,
and he's going to 7 HP back to Theragor. You are conscious again, but you are still on the ground.
Yeah,
It's
thank
like,
you.
we could really use you alive and not dead. Go ahead and add +7, Theragor, and it is now your turn.
Ooh. Theragor will channel again. Let's see here. I'm adding the 7 real quick.
I already got you. I did
Oh, you
for
got
you.
it.
I
Okay,
did
all
for
right, thank you. All right.
Teamwork.
Yes.
Our first random encounter in the middle of the greenbelt going real good. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
All right.
It does
There is
not feel random.
There is a dome of golden energy that emanates out from your holy symbol. The statues of Torag's eyes begin to glow like the red coals of a forge, and it seems empowered, this channel. The creature, this skeleton, is rising, like lifting up its war axe to bring it down onto your midsection and try to coup de grace you. As Eric grabs your face, you go, not there, and then grab your symbol and channel positive energy, and this thing roars. Its red glowing eyes grow wider and wider, the flames, and then it explodes backward, sending bits of bone dust and bone meal all over Denik. You're covered in dead skeleton. Re-deaded skeleton. However, combat is over. Oh.
I will I'll do another channel to heal this time.
Ingram, are you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry about that. I'm at what? Okay, so what was I at? I was at 0 exactly.
Yep.
I'm at 6. Okay.
Yep. We all get 6.
all
Thank
right.
you, Theragor.
Ooh, that was something.
I hate undead. Are you all right?
Yes, thanks to all of you. And he nods in in thanks to everyone who healed him.
Yeah. Out of character. I'm sorry about fucking things up. I don't know.
What are you talking about? You didn't fuck anything up.
Okay.
I thought you did great.
What did you do wrong? You're good, man.
I don't know. I fucking deleted my token thinking it would save the initiative, and
Don't worry about it, man.
didn't.
You're
Oh.
good. Oh no, a minor inconvenience. Like, you're good, man. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You killed that one next to Denik. Like, you're doing good, man. All right, you
not
guys
down.
find
Denik is-
170 gold,
Wow.
gold in loose coinage. You find a +1 Dwarven war axe and a ring of protection +1 as well.
Ooh,
Wow.
maybe
Maybe
Maybe the squishy wizard wants that?
yes.
maybe.
This ring is of dwarven make. It will protect you well.
Thank you.
And he'll hand it to Ingram.
Do you feel comfortable robbing these graves?
Well, I mean, we weren't robbing the graves; we were robbing the undead.
Well, I guess I'm kind of looking at Theragor. Like, this is
Yes.
a dwarven graveyard. And it's like, well, I mean, like, technically speaking.
We shall not rob the graves. Torag would want this ring to be used in his name. Any items that we take from those buried here, they will be interred again once we consecrate this place.
Good.
I do not have the power yet, but soon I will be able to return here and remove the evil that lies upon this graveyard.
Should we check the crypt inside?
Yes.
With caution, perhaps, but yes.
Yes.
Other than that, I think I kind of am like staring at my arm, just like, I think I used to have a scar there.
So out of character, we do have a party loot sheet. Do we want to just stick all the loose gold there, or did everyone want to
Sure.
take their
Yeah.
share?
Let's
No, that's
stick the
fine with
gold
me.
there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm editing it right now. And I'm gonna put the war axe there too, unless you want it, Theragor.
No, I'm going to stick with my warhammer.
Okay.
Too heavy for me, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I meant to ask, but does Theragor is he more like a melee cleric?
Well, I don't know what that would. Do you mean would it be my style or a build?
Yeah. Well, your build style.
I think of him as a support cleric, but I don't know. I haven't played Pathfinder in so long. I'm not sure.
You're definitely running as a melee cleric. Like you're in melee, you're in
Right,
combat.
yes.
Like it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
definitely running him as that. I would say that the answer
Okay.
would be yes.
Okay.
Makes
Let's
sense.
I was
yeah.
just wondering because I do have enlarged person, and Samia, if I cast it on her, it doesn't work.
Screwed, yeah.
Yeah, if I cast it on Denik, it fucks him over because it lowers his dexterity.
It does, but
Right.
it also does give me reach. So, I mean, it's 6 of
Right.
one, half dozen of the other. There's reasons to use it on either. You
I
can
don't know what
use
that
large
means.
figure.
So half
It
a
means-
dozen is 6. Like a dozen is
So what it
12,
means
right?
is-
So half a dozen is 6. So 6 and one, half a dozen the other. It's the same either way. Is what that
Okay.
it's
Let's
an
say,
old
for
it's an old
example,
saying. Yeah.
I don't want to
You're
get
old.
too deep into the weeds on like build stuff, but like let's say for example, if I take like combat reflexes, if you make me bigger, it will make it more likely for people to provoke attacks of opportunity from me if I am bigger. So that could be a thing. It might reduce my damage by a little bit, but like next level I'm adding 1.5 times my dex anyways, so -2 is who gives a
Who gives a shit? Yeah, exactly.
right? So it's like it's not much. There's can be reasons to use it. There can also be reasons not to. If you wind up taking reduced person, that might just be like a buff for me sometimes. I think that there's also good reasons. If you made Samia bigger, it's like a -5 to her ride check, so you can still use the horse, but the poor horse is probably not going to be very happy with her. There's like
All right. Yeah, that answers my question. So this should just be a +1 AC or enchantment bonus for the range.
Talking about the ring, you put that under deflection on your defenses tab. So where it says deflection, you put 1 there.
Okay.
Oh, this kitty just wants love.
And then I will just do that. There you go. Okay.
And I guess since we're out of combat, we should remove the bless buff.
Mm-hmm.
And the inspire courage.
Yeah.
bless
Oh
my bad.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
I know he
But yeah, I
has
can
class
turn off inspire.
It doesn't require training. Okay. So healing people using the heal skill, how does that work?
Doesn't, unless
It
you're
doesn't?
doing long-term care.
Okay.
So if like you're
That's
resting,
yeah.
you can help double their normal natural healing with a heal check. It's mostly for identifying poisons or delaying poisons and checking on someone's like overall condition. There are abilities and classes that can let you use the heal check to actually heal. Um, I don't believe you are set up to do that, but I do have someone in another game using heal to heal. I can talk to them
Hmm.
about how they're doing it because I will be candid. I haven't really looked into it too deep. I just trust him as a player, and it's pretty good. So
Okay.
something to think about.
All right.
Do you
Let me
see
know.
this kitty? She is just
She's chilling,
she's vibing.
chilling like a villain. Provide first aid, standard action, save a dying creature. Okay. Treat.
You'd be looking at treat deadly wounds. Takes an hour, and you heal like a single hit point.
Oh, well. Never mind about that then. Okay. So Theragor, do you feel comfortable moving into the crypts to check everything out?
Yes. Let us see what we find there.
As you enter into the upper level of the crypt, the that sense of ominous desecration has lifted, and it now just smells bad, like an old crypt might, musty and kind of grody and whatnot. As you look down with your dark vision, Baragor, you would see that the crypt itself has collapsed. It goes down 15 feet, and there's nothing but rubble at the base of the stairs. So whatever existed below, if there was a large structure or what have you, it's all collapsed in. What is interesting, though, Theragor, is the walls of this crypt are written in a very, very ancient Dwarven script. It takes you a moment to. It's like reading like old timey English, right? From like the Canterbury Tales. Like you understand the words, but they're written funny. So it takes you a moment. And I'm actually going to make you make a linguistics check. Not a high DC, DC 10.
Can I? I'm gonna aid him because I also know Dwarven and I
Absolutely may
have
assist. 100%.
training in linguistics.
100%.
13
Right.
plus 2.
Plus 2.
And let's see here.
I believe linguistics is under background skills, I believe.
It is
Under
background.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Here we go.
I have been just like leaving it on all.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful Theragor. So you squint. You screw up a couple of times, but you begin to read, and some of it is worn and sort of wiped away and covered in grime. You have to brush a little bit away. But you read a tale. A tale. This tale speaks of it speaks of a forge. A forge that was blessed. A forge that was given by the Forge Father himself to those his chosen and worthy children. It speaks of magnificent and glorious items that were crafted. How those items allowed the dwarves of this region to rise up and claim the lands for themselves. It doesn't say stolen lands. It simply says the untamed, the wilderness region, as they came up out of the ground and searched for the sky, the journey of the sky. It says that this forge is located... Wait, is it... Where's that piece? It's missing. Oh, crap. The piece that says where the forge was located appears to have been purposefully chipped off and taken. There is a huge chunk of wall missing. And as you look at it with your stone cunning, that looks like chisel marks. That looks like intentional marks.
Does it look recent?
Very
like
recent.
Like the coloration.
Very recent.
He looks at all the rest of you. She's been here.
The Duergar you're looking for.
Yes. Her name is Gorla. It was the one. She is trying to find the forge. And by the look of it, she came here before us and removed this piece.
There is a faint aura of necromancy that is quickly fading. There is also a faint aura of conjuration. Give me a spellcraft check. 28. You focus in on that magic, and it is conjuration teleportation of some sort. Conjuration teleportation.
Someone teleported out of here recently, or some sort of teleportation spell was used. As he's kind of just like looking around at the air. You know that his eyes are slightly like pearlescent now, as he's got this like detect magic spell up.
This Duragar you're chasing, is she a mage of some sort?
I don't know. She was posing. Well, she must have some magic's ability. She was posing as a dwarven woman. She attacked the scholar that I worked for. And when I returned and brought him back to consciousness, he revealed that she was actually a Dwargar. So, yes, I think that perhaps she may have some magical ability.
Well,
Which is more important to you? The forge or this woman?
His face gets a strange look on his face, and he averts his gaze. He says, "I don't know what you mean."
I just mean in terms of priority, which should we be more focusing on? I'm
Finding the forge.
okay. I'll make note of any blacksmiths I can find. He's trying to keep it light, but he's just like, I have
Right,
no idea how to
yes.
do this. I'm not even sure if he understands the word teleportation at this point.
Yeah. I don't suppose mending would do anything to that area that was chiseled off, would it?
You can fix the area, but the writing would still be gone.
Right. He's going to do that, just because he can't stand the thought of one more damaged piece there. So he
Aw,
reaches over and mends that area.
you're so sweet. What a good man.
Before he's able to do that,
Okay.
I am going to just kind of take a peek at it to try and like get a look at the shape of the stone, and then just continue down the stairwell.
Okay.
See if I can find anything on the floor down there, maybe.
Sure.
and I'll definitely continue my sweep into the broken like hallway or the stairway, just to
Okay.
make sure there's any detect magic sweep that anything that can get in there.
Works for me.
I'll suggest maybe that Ingram stay up here for a minute, as it looks like a light breeze might knock him over at this point.
I'm fine.
Okay, fine, but I'll do my job, and it'll make me feel better if I can make sure that you're not hurt further.
All right, fair, yeah. I'll stay at the top of the stairs.
Perception check, Denik. If you haven't already. Did I miss it?
I mean, I already made one, but I don't know if it's...
There's some footprints that you see in the dust that look, well, dwarven-ish, you would say. Maybe a day or two old at this point. No more than 2 days.
Theragor's feet.
They match. It was Theragor the whole time. Dun, dun, dun. It was
He's
literally
cross-dressing.
Theragor the whole time.
Oh boy, this guy.
I'll see myself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You should.
Of course, you have that saved.
Can I go to the bottom of the stairwell?
Sure you can.
I want to get like right up to the stone. I just want to kind of like see and feel if there's like maybe something behind this that I feel I could teleport to within 20 feet.
You do not.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything kind of relevant down here, or
A couple of rocks, rubble, some
Nothing
crushed
with-
skeletons.
The same necromancy and conjuration that I felt before.
Mhm.
Okay.
so? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but this graveyard is basically just a graveyard. It's not like there's like an attached chapel or anything like that.
Nope. Graveyard in this little crypt.
Okay, I don't know how people really feel about sleeping inside a crypt, especially considering the mobility of its current or former occupants.
The desecrated nature.
Given that it's desecrated, no thank you.
Mm.
The desecrated nature seems to have lifted.
Oh,
Seems like it's
Mm,
just
okay.
a graveyard now. That's the impression you're getting. And Theragor, you're convinced that your actions have undesecrated this area. So it would be safe if you wanted to
yes.
sleep in it.
Mhm.
It is creepy,
Yeah,
Okay.
but if you want to sleep in
Right.
it, you're welcome to do so.
I
It is not creepy at all. It is the fine stonework of the dwarves.
I think I'd suggest maybe I might be like out to like pitch the tent kind of up against the side of the wall,
Yeah.
so there's like one
Right.
solid
Yep.
wall.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make like a little lean-to for my poor horse outside that little crypt.
Sad horse noises.
I'm gonna stay with him. I'm not
What-
sleeping in there.
Sad, sad horse noises.
There's bushes here and
Yeah.
here. It'll have something to eat.
Desperately sad horse noises.
I'm staying with him. I'm not sleeping in that crypt either.
Inside the crypt, is there like any like books, literature, information? I know he looked at it and there were like
No.
sewn text on the
I
wall.
I will save you the effort, Ingram. There is nothing else inside to be found other than bones and rubble.
Okay. All right.
There, Wolf, give me something, please. I'm gonna keep asking to you. Give it to me. Come on, give me something. A book, give me a spell book, something.
just
I
doing
want it.
what my-
I need it. I gotta have it.
I just do
I reach behind the crypt. I pull like, a box of craft dinner. Interesting.
Ah, some sugar snacks.
It's off-brand craft. It's like great value.
It's grafed. I don't know.
craved.
But with a dwarf picture on it.
Yes. It's hard as a rock.
I give this one 2 beards up.
Oh god. All right. I think we can continue. I'm ready to continue.
You all rest for the evening. It's surprisingly cozy inside and along the wall of this crypt. You get a full night's rest. You may heal your level plus your con modifier naturally. If you wish to use a heal skill, you can double that for everyone, Ingram. Looking for a DC 20 to do that.
I will just cast Cure Light Wounds 2 more times.
Sure,
Yeah, because my spell slots are going to refresh anyways, right?
they would. With
Yeah.
a full night's rest, that is correct.
So I will. Dang it! It's still broken. I'll just I'll do the first one on Theragor.
All right.
It's a D8 plus 2. 9.
Aragorn is back to full.
Yay! And then I will hit up Denok next. 8.
I believe you're also back to full.
Yeah. And I will go to 10 after a night's rest.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Theragor, did you have actual heal training? Any ranks in it?
Let me look.
Because I'm just at a +2, and that's not very good.
Heal. I have a +4.
Okay.
Shall I try?
It's fine.
I would appreciate it to get back up to full, but I also acknowledge
right.
I have the most hit points in the party, so
Uh-huh.
Yeah, why do you be so
Yeah.
selfish, Mimi? Oh, look at me. I
Do
need more
I
hit points.
have-
There's so many. Mimi, I'm playing 2 characters.
Well, have you already
I may
healed
have
for
one
the night?
channel left also.
if I did put in the +4 that I would get from overnight.
Me
but,
too. Me too.
Yeah.
If you want to channel, that'd be fine. That probably gets all.
I think I have
Foolish.
one left, right? Is that right? Like, I did 2 damages
1 healing.
And healing.
and 1 healing.
So
So I have a 4th one.
okay.
Perfect. Roll it up, man.
Ready?
Low-level adventurers before they get a wand of Cure Light Wounds. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Drama. It's so good.
In many parties I've been in, the Wand of Cure Light Wounds is often referred to as the primary weapon.
4.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's beautiful. As evening approaches, and the sort of swirling gray, duskish-like nature of this constant snow turns to darkness, Eric leans against the side of the building, then decides, you know what? I don't want to be outside. He comes inside with Theragor and plays a quiet. It's almost like just a quiet, calming, sleepy song. It's the best way I can describe it. It's just melody. He hums, and it really soothes everyone to sleep. During the night, however, Denek, I believe you often have strange dreams of things that you don't quite understand, places you've never been to, creatures that are both terrifying and wonderful at the same time. This particular night is not filled with strange creatures and voices from beyond the Great Rift. You find yourself walking through a forest. Leaves rustle. They're vibrant shades of green and maybe some yellows. It might be fall time. As you're walking through the forest, a gust of cool summer wind shakes those leaves. Your vision is drawn upwards, and you see an overhang where it looks like a bunch of willow branches from a great willow tree are sort of coalescing together and rustling. The leaves, the long vine-like leaves, come down, and as you stare up into this, and it's swaying ever so slightly, the vines begin to undulate and move, and begin to form what looks to be a face of some sort. Almost looks to be a feminine face. And a voice, soft, almost motherly, speaks to you. Find me. Find me to the west. I need you. I need you. The dream ends, and you awaken. It's morning. You feel rested. You feel relaxed. You hear the others preparing themselves. Perhaps there's some smell of something cooking, a small fire, that sort of burning wood-like smell. You guys may all awaken now.
This voice that I heard overnight, it's not the voice, right?
It was the voice.
It was?
It was the voice.
Okay.
Which voice is it? I'm sorry.
I kind of get up. I look like everyone else does in the morning, by which I mean, wow. Bonk.
Yeah.
I kind of get up to the tent and I'm staring west. And I just will wait for everyone else to get up before I say, I think we should go that way. And I kind of point westerly. Just call it a hunch.
If you feel that strongly about it, is there a reason you feel so strongly about it? And to note, his hair is perfect right now.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Lucky bugger.
Asmar genetics, man.
Yeah. I just kind of shrug and say, one direction seems as good as any, and considering how flat the land is here, I expect that if this Staglord had some fortress, we would have seen it by now in this direction.
Maybe. I feel if we were too close, it would it would be the attacks would be more frequent. But sure, I feel no way about this. We have
Dinok-
time.
Yes, Dinok has the most knowledge in reading the land. I'll go with his suggestion.
Agreed. Perhaps a day or two west and then back to the outpost.
Yes, I like the sound of that.
And then we can figure out what to do from there if we don't find this Staglord.
Yeah. No? We pack up?
As you all pack up and head west, honestly, I think that's a pretty good place to end today's session. With you guys
Yep,
packing
that
up
sounds
and
good.
beginning to head west. I think that's a good one. During our next session, we're going to do at least a couple of hexes of Hexploration. We're going to explore a little bit of the Narmulge Forest. You guys will be heading into the forest, and to just plant this little bug in your ear, Dennick, based off the backstory you presented and this voice that's been urging you on. This is the first time you have seen a face associated with this voice. This sort of leaf-like feminine visage. Visage? Is that right? Is that a word?
Visage.
Visage. Thank you. Visage.
It means the
Oh,
same thing.
so fancy. Visage. You've sort of first seen it sort of take form in your mind. It's always just been a voice pressing you and kind of pulling you or pushing you to the south, right? So we'll deal with that next session. But as I always say at the end of every session, any final thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns before we get ready to wrap up the stream and then pivot over to our little post-game powwow?
Only that I really enjoyed it.
I like this
Yep.
group. You guys are awesome. I thought great role play today. Loved it. It was really fun. It was really, really fun. But anywhoots, I will say this. Be well, be safe. As I always say, thank you so much to the players for playing. Thank you to the viewers for viewing. And remember, dice have a story to tell. And every week, we find out what that story is. Till next time, be well, be safe, and happy gaming. We'll see you around.